Good afternoon, everybody. How are we? I'll start off with a risk disclosure. Just please understand that any advice in today's session is of a general nature only and that your personal circumstances have not been taken into consideration. Alright, so let us get started straight away. For those of you're not watching this live, I am pre-recording it. I'm on the other side of the world and the time zones are really awkward. It's around about 3 o'clock in the morning. So I will pre-record it for the next 2-3 weeks, 3 sessions, sorry, and send it out to you. Alright, so let us get started. Let's have a look at what's happening on the news front this particular week. Now, as you can see, it is a heavy news event week, and there's a couple of things that we should understand and take note from what may take place this particular week. I guess the highlight is non-farm payroll. Alright, now traditionally non-farm payroll is the first Friday of the month, and this month is no different. As you can see that we have that down the bottom over here, non-farm payroll is the highlight. Now what most of the market is going to be looking at is we're basically looking at this is the first chance and opportunity that we're really getting to see some US data after what happened last week, where they kind of indicated that an interest rate rise might be a little bit delayed in kind of anticipation of a closer health check, if you want to put it that way. So non-farm is very, very important. We also have manufacturing PMI and the consumer confidence number. There's also quite a lot on the Aussie front. We have our trade balance for the Aussie front, and we have China data, which affects our Aussie quite a lot, as well as building approvals. I think with the combination of US and Aussie data on this particular week, the currency of focus is going to be the Aussie USD. Okay, so this is the one for this week that's probably going to be the most affected by data. We should keep an eye on that. The euro is going to be a little bit more, I guess, quieter. There's CPI flash data here on Tuesday, but basically it's all eyes back on the US dollar just to see what kind of new evidence comes out to suggest if there's going to be what kind of movement may take place or be called by the Fed. Okay, so as always, please make sure that you have these times. They're in the local Sydney time. Alright, so make sure that you are aware of those. I don't know if daylight saving ends this week. I'm away, so I know it's happening very, very soon. I will email you and let you know, but please make sure that you are aware. Okay, specifically if you're starting to possibly try a London-based strategy or anything like that, because you need to make sure that the time zones are correct. Alright, so let us move on and let's bring on the charts and let's see what we have. I'll start off with the Aussie dollar. Now the Aussie dollar this particular week, we kind of mapped out this region and we said that it may start to sort of consolidate in there, and pretty much that's exactly what's happened. We got that little candle just poked its nose above and then it's basically shot straight back down. So what we kind of need to have a look at is to see if we can find some trading opportunities within that area itself. So I'm just going to move this. Let me just drop down to a 4-hour chart and let's see if I do have anything. The line that I kind of liked was this top one over here, and it held its line. I think we were looking at this one. I'm on a 4-hour chart. There's no parallel lines. The only other line that I'd like to draw onto my charts at this point is something along there. But to be honest, I don't really have an intention or don't want to trade out of that break as it is, because I believe the daily picture is a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to get rid of these. That was on a 4-hour chart, and let's just draw in a bit of consolidation, and let's see what kind of opportunities we can possibly get if we trade in this area there. Alright, so those boundaries are roughly between the 75, 70 area and 79. Alright, so that 80 didn't get threatened, it's held. Now, if we should get a break over there as such, at that point, and we get through the 80 as well, which is over there, at that point then I'm starting to look for these types of trades. If that should happen, it basically means that US data is starting to come out really negative, and the Aussie data is the opposite, which is basically strengthening up. Alright, now so keep an eye on those two levels, but what I really would like is I want to see, I might get a trade set up down the bottom of that consolidation is the next one. We didn't quite get an opportunity, almost got a inside candle set up there, didn't quite come off, not to worry. So the next one to look for, I believe, is the one down here. Alright, other than that, there's nothing really else happening on the Aussie dollar. We are in that consolidation. If you're really wanting to find a few more trades, is perhaps step into 4-hour charts and maybe just draw a couple of lines, but I'm kind of not wanting to trade in that area, so I'm more interested to see what happens at the top and at the bottom of those consolidation zones. Okay, so that's the Aussie dollar for this week. Let's move on to the Euro USD. Euro USD, the market has not opened at the time of me recording this. The market has still not opened, so I don't have a current candle. But what I'll find when the market opens is, depending where we are, as soon as I get a candle just over here somewhere, what's going to happen is I will be left with an engulfing candle there. So by the time that you actually see this video, you may already have this engulfing candle there, and depending where we open there, I believe we're kind of set for a trade down on the Euro USD. It would match up a continuation of the trend. If you have a look, basically it's one of, oops, sorry, I just drew that a bit wrong, let me try again. So it's one of those, and where we're trying to pick up the trade at the top to head in a downward direction. So what you will find, like I said, it's still before market open right now where I am, but these two candles here, we should get an engulfing at the start. As soon as I get a brand new candle at the open, doesn't matter where it opens, I'm going to get a fractal over there, and I've already got a engulfing candle set up right there, so you can hit it pretty much straight away. Alright, so that's the Euro USD. That one's ready to go right now. Let me have a quick look on a 4-hour chart. No, nothing on a 4-hour, but the daily looks really good. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that one. I would be willing to trade that. If you don't, the alternative is that you wait and see if it does. You might get another opportunity up there to short it with a price action trade. But this one right now, as soon as the market opens, it will be ready to go. Alright, let's move on. Have a look at the GBP USD. GBP USD. Okay, I think last week, let me just get rid of some of these lines that I had before. We noted that we had an expanding trading area. We had gone higher and lower, and we said let's begin to track somewhat of a triangle. So let me just draw these lines in there right now. I'll just place them in. And the area that you should be looking for next is this particular area up there, and you want to, usually when we have this converging triangle, this area will usually happen at the 78.6 fib level. Alright, so let me just get some fib lines on there so that we know where that is. Okay, so the 78.6 is this line there. So usually it might happen in there. So what that may mean is that this line may have to, you'll find that it may readjust. Alright, at the moment I've just got it there temporary just so that I know what I'm actually doing. But that's the next trade that I'm looking for. I can't really look for the bottom one, alright, but if I get a 78.6, the 61.8, it's already happened. See, that one there is gone to the 61.8, so I don't want to short off that level, but I would be happy to short off the 78.6. Alright, so we're going to have to wait for it. We are a little bit far away from it. That's one option. The other option is, let me zoom in a bit better. The other option is that it looks like this region in itself is going to become a little consolidation region, and if you'll see it better on a 4-hour chart, if I zoom out, you can see it there. As such. So what you may get an opportunity to do is, as you come down there, is to basically exit the trade out. Now that breakout trade, I may have to do a class review on a breakout strategy. It's a strategy that I usually show when I do the live workshop, but I may have to do something so to help you understand that one. I personally don't think that trade is going to come up. I really do think that we're more than likely going to get the opportunity to sell off the 78.6. Alright, if this one does pop up, I will try and send it out to you. What we would really want is a good clean candle to break right out, and at the start of the next candle basically you would short it. Alright, that's what I would be looking for, but there you have it. Alright, so that's the GBP USD. Look for that 78.6 area at the top there, and what you're looking for is you're looking for an inside candle or an engulfing candle setup, so for price action to allow you to short back. Alright, gold. Okay, gold has bounced. We were looking at some pattern, I don't remember what it was right now, and it broke out of it. It was a set of parallel lines, that's right, and it's broken to the top side. So what I'm possibly interested in with gold now is I may be interested at the 61.8 level. So what I've done is I've drawn a fib line from up there all the way to the bottom and then push it out to the 61.8. At that level I would be interested in finding some kind of price action to sell. Alright, that level would occur, well, the 61.8 happens at about 12.40, alright, but you would need an inside candle or an engulfing candle with the fractal to indicate that the movement has in fact exhausted, and then look for a setup to sell into that one. Let me have a quick look on a 4-hour chart if there's anything else. Pretty much on a 4-hour chart there's somewhat of a channel here. Okay, on a 4-hour chart, if you want to trade it up to that 61.8 level, let me zoom in. There's an inside candle set up right here, 4-hour chart. So we had an inside candle right there, and in fact we got 3 inside candles. So when the market opens, what we're looking for is we're looking for a break up there. However, if we break the bottom, cancel the order out, and what you're looking for is you're looking for a trade up. So with gold, we have an opportunity to trade off this channel up towards that 1240 area. When we get to that 1240 area, we're going to be looking on a daily chart for an inside candle to be able to come back and trade it down. Alright, so those are the two things that I can see for gold. This one is ready at market open. You just have to make sure that if we break the bottom of this one that you delete your order out. Okay, so we've got 3 inside candles in a row. Let's move on. US yen. US yen daily chart. As you can see from what I've already highlighted, we are kind of consolidating. This is one that I really want to buy and hold for a long time, and the market pulled down really hard last week and recovered almost immediately, and then it's come back down again. What I would be looking for here is towards the bottom of this consolidation area, in this area, if you can find a nice price action candle setup, that could be an opportunity for you to get on top of that. However, it may not come this low, and what that basically means for you is the following. Let me zoom in. In theory, okay, we've made higher highs, alright, and the lows are higher, arguably over here. There's just a question mark on it. Alright, so this was a question mark, but if you're a bit of an aggressive or more aggressive trader, we could argue a good fact that we are already on an uptrend. That being the case, as soon as the market opens, you will get a fractal on this one, and you will have an inside candle set up, ready to place your order to buy. So if you are an aggressive trader, I believe you've got to set up straight away on the US yen to go long. If you want to be a little bit more conservative, then don't do anything, and then you need to wait to see what happens at the bottom of this consolidation zone. Alright, so that's what I can see for us on the US yen. And remember, the US is going to have quite a bit of data this week, so especially on Friday. So if you were to, for example, start one of these trades and it's going your way and it's in very healthy position, and you're coming up to non-farm payrolls, you need to make a decision whether you close some of that trade out or put some protection in, because there's nothing worse than having a trade that's like 200 pips up, non-farm payroll comes out, and the 200 pips gets destroyed in like 20 seconds. Alright, so please be aware of that if you are doing any of these trades, and if they start to go in your direction. Now, having said that, sometimes you're up 200 pips, non-farm payroll comes out, and then you're up 400. So it's one of those that you need to address, and you need to act as per what your trading rules say. Alright, Euro Yen. Euro Yen, I believe we had a really nice setup on Thursday. Okay, this is Thursday's candle. We had a little, so we're in a downtrend. Alright, we had a nice inside candle, and that triggered, and this trade is doing quite well at the moment. So for the Euro Yen, I don't really have anything other than continue to hold that trade if you're in it. There's nothing on a 4-hour chart, just had a quick look. So on a daily, basically what we're doing, you can see now on my daily chart, we can see that that's what we're hoping. We're trading that little setup right there. We got a trigger in. Alright, so Euro Yen, we're currently in a trade. If you're not on it, you're kind of a little bit too late for it. Alright, so just let this one go. There'll be another opportunity for it. Let's move on. Let's have a look at the Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar is one that's a little bit tricky. Okay, I really thought that this double top would hold. It kind of did not. It went a little bit more. That level there looked really good, but I don't like the fact that for 3 days we traded above that area and then it finally came down. So that's not really a good sign. I'm kind of a little bit indecisive on the Kiwi dollar. So let me have a quick look at a 4-hour chart. There's kind of a bit of a channel here, not quite. Okay, Alright, well, the good thing is, even if I wanted to trade this, even if I wanted, I had made up my mind that I wanted to trade that particular trade, you got the setup there for it, but then this little tail killed the trade, so it protected you. Alright, I actually get the feeling that it's probably going to come back down. So look, what I'm going to say, Kiwi dollar is a little bit too tricky today. If you get a clean break, so I'm on a 4-hour chart, okay, so I'm on a 4-hour chart here. If you get a good clean candle, has to close below that level, nice bearish candle, then the very next candle you can jump it. Alright, and then I would feel okay, and there's enough room. You'd want to be getting out before this level here, so somewhere around about there would be okay. Alright, that's the Kiwi dollar. Last is the Euro Aussie. Okay, the Euro Aussie. Let me get rid of some of these lines. Let me just draw a couple of lines there, see how this shapes. Can I shape it enough? Not quite parallel lines, so let's get rid of them. Oh, this is a tricky one. Let me have a look at a 4-hour. It looks better on a daily. Alright, the only thing that I can see is that we're probably going to do a little bit of consolidating over here. So, before I make a decision on which way to trade, a couple of things that I would be interested in. If this was to go up to say around about this level, visually, okay, and I get a good price action fractal set up there, then I'm happy to short it. Alright, so I'm happy to short it. That's the only trade that I'm kind of looking for. I don't have the courage to trade up from a break, so that one's a no. However, if I break the bottom, I would trade it down. Alright, but probably what we're really looking for is I want to see if I can get a setup. Let's try and figure out where we can get this set up. Get some fib lines going. Yeah, so visually my eye was right. If it happens around about here or the 50% mark, somewhere around about the 142 level, alright, if we get a candle, an inside candle with a fractal at the top set up around about that 142 level, then I would be happy to jump on that short. Alright, so that's what I got for the Euro Aussie. Alright, so guys, once again, it is non-farm payroll week. Alright, so here is all the announcements that are due out. The currency under focus for this particular week is the Aussie USD. Please take note of those times so that you can adjust accordingly. There's quite a few trades that we mentioned today. Go back, review it. If you have any questions, just email me at the Traders Club. I will receive your email. You may receive my email from a different email address just for the next week or two, but it doesn't matter. Just respond. I'll still be able to get them for you. Other than that, have a great week, and I will prepare Thursday's session for you on Thursday. Alright, take care, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.